Well, hey everybody, this is Ken Krell coming to you live from Lisbon, Portugal, and with me in the headquarters in the USA is the famous, the one and only Professor Dean Gina Gaudio Graves. How are you, Gina?
I am awesome, Ken. How are you?
You know exactly how I am because we've been talking for the past like 8 hours about putting this presentation together.
And hello to everybody else.
How's everybody doing? Let's make sure you can hear us okay. This is going to be a very different experience from what you're used to. Kathy says totally. You're going to be getting some really amazing information and interaction. This is really more of a clinic and a let's work together program today. So with that said, I need for you guys to pop in the chat and say hello to us. Tell us you can hear us okay, because again we've got like maybe 10 slides, and the rest of it's you. So, hey, Dominique. Dominique says hello. So, really, right now, get into that chat right now. Say hello to us because the more you participate, the more chance we'll pick you to actually dive into your business and help you 10x your business immediately. So, Judy says hello. Here we go. Serge says hello. Yay. Dale's here. Hey, Dale. Jean-Luc says perfect. Susan's in from North Carolina, Northern California, excuse me. Big difference there. Nope. Let's see. Winston is in from, hello. I'm thinking North Carolina. I'm seeing Winston, so I'm thinking Winston-Salem.
You're too
Uh,
funny. And let me
hey,
just tell you guys,
Ryan.
if you're here and you don't have a microphone, go grab a microphone or switch your audio source out to telephone because we are absolutely positively going to be unmuting some of you when we get into the meat of today's clinic. So you want to have a way to actually be able to talk to us and interact with us, whether you grab a microphone, preferably a headset, or you call in on the phone. This is really an opportunity for you guys to walk away from this clinic with JV partners in hand. So the more you can interact with us, the more likely it will be that you will get a JV partner before the end of today's call.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the purpose of this is to completely revolutionize your business and the way you think about doing your business. So this is going to be hands-on. So I want you to be thinking throughout the course of the next 60 minutes or so, actually within the next 30 minutes, because we're going to be jumping in as quick as we can. Think about what product or service is the most powerful that you've got. And we'll come back to that in just a few minutes. So let's just make sure. So Yarmo says hello. Kathy says hello and blah, blah, blah. and, and that's great. Okay, well, great. So let's jump in, Gina, and let's get started. A couple quick ground rules for everybody. And of course, number one is talk to us in the chat because, again, this is different than anything that you probably experienced in a very long time. This is a workathon with us together. Some people in the software business might call it a hackathon. We're going to look at your business, and we want to look at yours personally. For those of you that we select, and those of you that don't get selected, I want you to put yourself in the position of the people that we're working with, because again, we're going to show you some things that you've probably not seen anywhere before, and I want to make sure that we change that. I know, Brian, there's a little bit of an echo. I'm in a glass room. That sounds weird, doesn't it? But I'm in my gym, actually. We have conference rooms here, and there's nothing to absorb the sound, and unfortunately, if I open the door, it's going to be worse. So bear with us. I apologize, but the good news is Gina's going to do more of the talking, probably. Dale wants to know, what is a JV partner? Fantastic. Fantastic. So, and Jessica, I share that same frustration with you. Exactly. Anyway, let's move forward here and see how we can go ahead and get things going along. So the chat, use the chat and stay focused on what the subject is at hand. And if you have distractions, I'd say get rid of them right now. Cell phones, pagers. If Skype going on, just put it in silent or vibrate, and let's rock and roll. So Gina, you want to introduce collaboration marketing?
Well, before we do that, let's introduce ourselves briefly. Guys, when we say today is a clinic, we mean it so much that we didn't even put slides together to introduce ourselves. How's that?
Totally, we just realized that just like 2 seconds before we started.
So
so
Ken, who the heck are we?
I have no idea. Gina and I have been working together for years now. Actually, it's almost 5 years now, I think it
I
is.
know, it's amazing.
I know
Thanks, Andrea Wolf.
That's right. And this is really important because as we talk about joint venture partners, and for Dale, you asked what a JV is. We'll dive into that in just a minute. So sit tight. We'll get your question answered. Gina and I met on the Marketers Cruise, which is done just about every January. Well, sometime this February. But Gina wasn't on the cruise when I met her. Now that may sound weird, but our dear friend Andrea Wolf, I met Andrea on the cruise, and we were talking about what I do for business, and I was putting together a summit, a multi-speaker summit, which is what I've done for many years. And Andrea said, "You've got to have Gina on. I've got to introduce you to her. She's amazing." Sure enough, she introduced us, and we bonded, and we've been best friends ever since. And effectively, we're like family. So the background for us is that we both complement each other in many ways. Gina is probably one of the best strategic thinkers that I know in the business. You give Gina a possibility or a situation or a frustration or, dare I use the word, problem, and she just fixes it. She just solves it. She is a solver, and she loves to solve challenges and overcome challenges. And frankly, from where I sit, she's a delight to work with, and we love to tag team each other because we feed off of each other's creativity, and it works really great. For those of you that know me and know the software that we've created called Boostify SiteWrap, SiteWrap was created because Gina said to me, "Ken, can you build this?" And we did. So she is the inspiration behind multiple millions upon millions of dollars of sales worldwide from multiple clients. I'm telling your story now. And she's just tremendous. So for those of you who have not had the pleasure of working with her, you're going to really enjoy today. She is the dean and founder of Directions University, which helps people build their own direction in their own business, and has been really kind of the mother, how do I say this? The motivational mother behind so many entrepreneurs. She's also the inspirational force behind Duvisio.com, which is poised to be the premier shopping cart, multi-faceted e-commerce solution for not just entrepreneurs but nonprofits and other smart marketers, and that's pretty amazing.
And even offline businesses, for that matter.
Yeah, there's some amazing stuff going on there, and that's all been Gina. So that's Ms. Gina Gaudio Graves.
And let me talk about Ken Krell then.
Okay, then.
So if I'm as amazing as Ken just painted the picture, why is it that I am working with anyone else? Well, that's really the subject of today's clinic. You cannot succeed in business in today's economy without having joint venture partners. You just cannot. And I absolutely love working with Ken because at heart, I'm a teacher. Since the 3rd grade, my goal has always been to find a way to be a high-priced teacher. And it's what drove me to go to law school. It's what drove me to start Directions University, where I am a coach and mentor. It's what drives literally everything I do. But as a teacher, I'm here to really help you guys solve your problems, help you better understand the why. And I'd much rather just get it out there quickly, so I don't always worry about things like making it pretty, turning it into multiple creative formats so that you can really understand it better. I'm just so jazzed by what I'm teaching that the rest of it doesn't seem to matter. And Ken does such an amazing, brilliant job of really taking my teaching and turning it into something that's actionable and usable and consumable so that it really can get you the results that you're looking for instead of just a bunch of book knowledge that you're not ever going to use. And honestly, even the ideas that I come up with are completely and totally different when I'm working with Ken versus working with any of my other collaboration partners. There's something about the way Ken and I feed off of one another that completely changes the outcome of every single training we do. And I just love it. It really is so much more fun and so much better for you guys in the end. So with that, Ken, why don't we just jump into the whole topic for today?
Perfect. Let's do that. And thank you, Gina, for that. It's absolutely true. When we come up with different ideas, we discovered that 1 + 1 = about 10 when we're together.
Well, it really equals 11, not 10, but who's counting?
Yeah, okay. So anyway, Ryan's used the word synergy, and it's true. And Ryan's seen that because we've worked together, and Ryan's one of our clients. So we're thrilled to have you here, my friend. And he's on this side of the world as well, which is kind of cool. So let's dive right in. We're going to talk today about what's called collaboration marketing, and that's a brand that we've actually created ourselves. And the history behind that, quite frankly, is that Mark Joyner talked about what he called integration marketing for years, and we decided that we wanted to put a different spin on it. The idea of integration marketing allows you you to joint venture and work together with others in a really deep way. And we're going to dive into that in a second. But we decided that and Gina's having taught it for years and years, we decided that it needed a little bit of a refreshment, but also we wanted to make it our own with the special way that we use it in our businesses and how we use it in clients' businesses. So Gina, why don't you walk us through what collaboration marketing is and the types of JVs and so on that it can work with? And actually, let's talk about what a JV is as well, so we can answer a couple of the questions that were in the background from.
Well, if you could pull up the rest of that slide, that would be awesome.
Well, I've got them
on today's training, we're going to be talking about several things. First, we're going to start with what kinds of joint ventures are possible. You know, I like to say that joint ventures are truly the world of infinite possibilities, and they are. But that is, in part, what makes people new to the idea of joint ventures really get stuck on doing joint ventures. Today, you guys are going to figure out how to frame and look at JVs so that they're much more actionable. We're also going to be talking about where do you find ideal JV partners? There are so many different places to find JV partners. You can even find JV partners in places that you're not present, such as the example Ken already gave. I'd never even gone on the marketers cruise the year that Ken was there, and yet here we are, JV partners 5 years later. It all has to do with the network, the collaboration that you have. So that's going to be another thing we're going to talk about quite a bit. And then we're going to talk about the idea of creating a win-win-win scenario. In JVs, there are always 3 wins. We'll take a look at what are each of the 3 wins and how do you use them to land some of the biggest, best JV partners in your business. So there are 2, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to kind of lay the foundation for this, because as we talk about it in Business Makeover, the one thing I want you to be thinking about as we talk about collaboration marketing is that the idea is that you're not doing this all yourself. If you try to do your business all by yourself, you're going to work really, really hard. When Gina talks about win-win-win, when we talk about Gina and I and 1 + 1 = now 11, soon to be 12 and 13, it's because when you collaborate with others, it can make your business exponentially more profitable. So today we're looking at this one function. We're not going to be talking about outsourcing. We're not going to be talking about brand creation. We're going to be talking about how we can really multiply the effectiveness of your business by using the power of others to build it for you and with you. Does that make sense? You think that's a good way to put it, Gina?
I do. I really do.
So
my word is often co-opetition. So let's look at what the heck is co-opetition. It's a word that I coined. It's the idea of collaborating with those who would otherwise be considered your competitors. Ken, would you agree that for many years you and I really were competition for one another?
We were, and that was always a little bit of a challenge, but we found a way to work together to where our competition served each other.
And why would we even want to do that at all?
That was a hell of a good question. I don't know. No, we decided that frankly, because my marketplace was different than Gina's and Gina's was different than mine, we really were able to expand the market. It's like just getting a bigger piece of pie rather than just having one piece of it. We got the whole pie now.
So in thinking about joint ventures, that's the positioning that you're coming from in thinking about it, the context, if you will. This is essentially about collaborating with those who would otherwise be your competitors. So let's take a look at who are the players in a joint venture, Ken.
Let's talk about them.
Well,
go ahead.
There are a couple different scenarios. In the first scenario, there are essentially 2 players. There really are always 3. The first is your JV partner, JV short for joint venture. It's someone who has traffic or a list and you've got a product. Or you've got the product and they've got potential customers for it. Those are essentially the 2 players in the most basic form of joint venture. The third person involved is really the customer. And that's true in every kind of JV that there is. There's always the product or service provider as well as the person with the customers. And then there are the customers. In the second scenario, you add an additional party to the process, And that's either a JV broker or an affiliate manager. Ken, what's a JV broker?
A JV broker is somebody that's going to actually, you know what? Let's call him or her the matchmaker. A JV broker is going to find someone with a product and match that person with someone with an audience and put the two of them together.
Yep, they're the connector, if you will. The same is true with an affiliate manager. It's really someone that's facilitating the connection between the two big players in the JV. Very simple. So if we've got just that basic scenario, what else happens when you've got a JV? Well, there are always three key elements to make any joint venture successful. If you want to go to the next slide, Ken. And those three key elements are present no matter whether you're using joint ventures to drive your traffic, whether you're using Facebook ads to drive your traffic, banner ads to drive your traffic, no matter how you're driving your traffic, there are always going to be these three key elements to make the promotion or campaign successful. Ken, you want to go to the next slide?
Yep, here we go.
So what are those three key elements? Well, first, you need a killer product or service, what I call a world-class product or service. It's something that's not just an ordinary product or service. It's something that really stands out from the crowd. You need an even better USP. USP is short for unique selling proposition. Ken, what's that all about?
It's what makes you different. It's the thing that causes you to buy from whoever you're buying with because they have that secret sauce. You know, like with a Big Mac, it's the secret sauce, right? That's your unique selling proposition. What makes you different and better?
And then the third element is a package that ties the first and the second together. And there's two parts to that. So the first part is your website and your marketing campaign for selling the product or service. The second part is the web page and marketing plan for how to sell the actual joint venture. I've done so many different kinds of joint ventures over the years. I was one of the very first JV brokers on the internet back in 2000, 2001.
Which is why you were called the JV Queen.
Exactly. It's a title I earned. It is not a title I gave to myself. My customers gave me that title. And I've done JVs where I put the opportunity out there and I attracted hundreds to thousands of joint venture partners. I've also done JVs similar to the one I'm doing with Ken right now, where I really didn't need hundreds to thousands of JV partners. I needed one specific JV partner who was really going to help me accomplish the outcome or goal that I had for myself. The thing about JVs is you can use joint ventures to get any asset your business needs. And I mean that quite literally, guys.
It's true.
So think about all the different assets you might need for your business. First, you need a product or service. Well, if you don't have a product or service, Ken, can you use a joint venture to get one?
Absolutely. In fact, many of you have heard of something called affiliate marketing. And when you're doing an affiliate marketing program, you're selling someone else's product or service.
And in a joint venture, it really takes affiliate marketing to another level.
Completely.
I could completely and totally build a business with nothing but connections. I could go out and find someone that has the products and services that I want to sell, negotiate with them to be able to get a higher than normal commission on the sale, something more than what a normal affiliate would get. I could then go out and find another set of people who have all the customers I could ever want and bring those two together. I could then go out and find somebody else that has the tools to drive the traffic on a regular basis. And without ever having to create anything in my business, I could turn that all into money, couldn't I, Ken?
Absolutely. And if any of you have heard of the name Jay Abraham, that's what Jay's done for years and made millions of dollars in the process, not just for him, but multiple millions for his clients on both sides of the table. So you don't have to, people talk about have to do this and that. You can simply be a connector and make a fortune if you choose to.
So as you identify all the assets that your business needs, that you're going to go out and look for joint venture partners to help you get, one of the single most important ingredients is you must have a very targeted market. And what do we mean when we talk about needing a targeted market, Ken?
You got to be clear as to who your buyer is. I mean, who are you selling to? If you're thinking that you want to sell strictly to, say, women, well, you're not going to do very well. But if you're going to sell to women that are maybe over 40, that are divorced, that are executives, now you can be a big player in a smaller niche. But a small, if just using what I mentioned, is probably millions upon millions of people in that marketplace. So you want to try and get it as specific as you can, so that way you matter. If you try to be generic, you're not going to make it with anybody. And think just even in terms of public, you know, in the public, just even in today's political climate in the United States, you got two people that are not liked, you know, and there's millions of people in the world, in the U.S. that absolutely love each of the candidates. And the other side thinks they're all crazy. But the fact is, there's a market for everything. So you want to make sure you know who you're selling to, so that your message meets the right market. You know, if you're going to be marketing to people that are in their, say, 50s, probably marketing a Pokemon Go program isn't going to be as successful as if you were marketing something else. You follow what I'm saying? So you've got to know exactly who your audience is.
You've got to really have an alignment between three ingredients. You've got to reach the right market at the right time with the right message. Let me repeat that, and you guys are going to want to write this down. You must reach the right market with the right message at the right time. So let's talk a little bit more in detail about each one of those elements for a minute. You want to think in terms of the most targeted audience you could possibly find. You can't ever go after everybody and get it to work. I wish I had a slide on this one, Ken. We'll have to add it for the next webinar we do. I call it the money flow chart, and it works like this. Sales has three ingredients: the targetedness of the audience, the size of the audience, and the conversions. And it works just like an algebraic equation. A plus B plus C equals sales. But in this particular application, or this formula, I should say, there's one part that's counterintuitive. If you go after everybody, so you're increasing the size of the audience, it causes conversions to go down because the audience no longer shares a common problem or common set of problems.
Yeah, it's diluted.
By definition, the targetedness went down. So if you're decreasing the targetedness, decreasing the conversions, but only increasing the size of the audience, guess what happens on the other side of the equal sign? Sales don't go up, they go down, even though you reached more people. But the opposite is also true. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, that's where most marketing fails, because
yes.
the good news is that we as direct marketers can be specific as to what we're marketing to, but people that are going generic, you know, like with TV advertising, it's going everywhere. It can't possibly be as effective as if you could go so clearly. I mean, think about this for just 1 second here. Imagine that it cost $2,000 a lead for a list of targeted people, and the list is only 50 people. $2,000 per person for 50 people. Would you buy that list? Who says they'd buy that list? $2,000 a person, and the list is only about 50 people. Who would buy that?
It depends.
It depends, exactly right. You guys should be popping in the chat. You're being quiet. This is a question for you guys. The answer is, if you were selling airplanes, and those were airline purchasing agents, and the head of purchasing for major airlines, you think that would be worth it to any airline company?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because their order is in the millions of dollars. Is that a $2,000 lead worth something? Oh, you betcha. So you got to know who your market is, and that's the bottom line from everything, you guys. Okay, it's the market, the message, and the right timing. If you know that your person is, or the people that are coming to you are in the market for a house, you better be selling them a house, or selling the moving van, right? Exactly right. So it's all about focus. Thanks, you guys. Now you're jumping in. So that market is going to be fundamental. And the cool thing is when you can identify the people that serve your market, and I may be getting ahead of ourselves here, then you've got magic. And that's what we're getting to today.
Yes. And so the opposite is also true in that money flow chart. If you increase the targetedness of the audience so that everybody you're targeting shares a common problem, languages that common problem the same way, even though the size of the audience went down, conversions go up so much that it causes an exponential growth in sales. That's really where the magic happens when it comes to joint ventures. If you've got a product that's a little bit more generic, you can take that product or service out to a JV partner that has a very specific audience. You can nicheify the language so that you might make it into something that's specifically for the kind of people your JV has. And oh boy, what happens to your sales when you do that, Ken?
Off the wall. If you have a dog training program, for example, you don't just sell, hey, the Billy Bob dog training program. You absolutely want to be saying the Billy Bob's Cracker Jack Schnauzer training, Billy Bob's Cracker Jack boxer training. And all you do, it may be the same exact instructions, but you'll change the pictures, you'll change the branding, you'll change the title, and you'll make a fortune. But if it's just generic, if I have a boxer, you think I'm just going to get a regular dog training program, put one next to the other, the one specific to my needs versus the generic one? You betcha I'm going to buy the one for my dog. So that's the way you make money. And hopefully that example makes it easy for you guys to understand why you must be specific. And that's also going to give you a leg up when you're going to work with a joint venture partner, because you'll be able to be specific to their niche. I'll give you an example. Our SiteWrap product, which is designed for bloggers, content marketers, affiliate marketers, and now even podcasters. We decided that that's a good market for us as well. If I'm going to be talking to affiliate marketers, as I did last night, my presentation was geared towards that market, and oh my gosh, like they were super excited about it. Monday, I'm doing a presentation to Infusionsoft users. Well, guess what? My presentation will be geared to them. And I'll talk their language because we're being that specific. And the joint venture partner who is putting on that, who is sponsoring that presentation, is thrilled to pieces because, again, I've geared it to their needs. You follow? So that's huge. And by the way, do you think you can price it higher or lower when you're specifically meeting a target market's needs? What do you think? Higher or lower? You betcha, Susan. Higher, exactly. Which means if it's priced higher and your cost is the same, are you making more money? And that's where it gets really fun. That's where it gets really, really fun. So, in fact, I think it was Excedrin, Gina. You may remember this. Years ago, Excedrin had their regular, their regular strength. Then they had extra strength. Then they had extra strength sinus. And if you take a look at the box, right? If you take a look at the box, the ingredients were identical, but the price was different. Extra strength sinus was more. Why? Because it was specific to a specific need. And you bought that sucker because, well, it's built for my sinus problem. So look at how you can meet your market where they need you. You'll be able to price it higher and you'll make a lot more money.
Absolutely. So if you guys think about your own businesses for just a minute, what kind of product or service do you have right now that you might be able to craft a joint venture around?
And just pop it in the chat. Think about it, but pop it in the chat as well. What do you think that you could share with other people where they will help promote you or support you in your marketing methods? And we've got some special things that we're going to share with you in just a minute, but I want you to be thinking about what do you have that you could use. Now, by the way, it may not be your own product. If you don't have any product or service at all right now, whose product could you leverage? Whose product could you work with that you could make money with? So, for example, if you found that there was a product that you really believed in and you loved, and you could get a percentage of sales, could you represent that product and do a deal on that product, just like we talked about earlier? Whether it's just simply putting two parties together or actually selling it on their behalf as an affiliate, making 50% or whatever. Those are opportunities as well. So who's got something? Let's see. Amy, you won't be able to see everyone else's responses. You go to a webinar, it doesn't do that, but where they're helpful, we're going to be repeating them. So Tara's got my home health care. Let's see, health care, of course. I don't. Latasha says she's not sure. Here we go. Empowered work at home, a virtual call center. That's huge.
That is huge.
That's huge. Natasha says, I really need help. I don't know. My God, Natasha, you have like a license to print money. A virtual call center.
Does.
A virtual call center could help every one of us as online marketers, because frankly, I travel all over the world. I need a call center to be able to actually serve my clients.
Well, she's definitely going to be one of the people that we're going to do a collaboration for today.
Absolutely, no question. Mobile integrated geo-targeted coupons. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to say. Great, Ryan. Social profit for advertising for Facebook. Okay. I've inspired solo harp music. That's interesting. So we could do a lot of meditation stuff with you, Amy.
She actually has way more than just inspired solo harp music, Ken.
Okay, good. Susan says, one of my verticals is attorneys, so software firms, court reporters, advertising firms specializes in attorneys. Okay. With Susan, that may be your vertical. What do you sell in that vertical?
It's really kind of cool, Ken. Susan actually sells the products that people would use for promoting themselves. So the pens, the coffee mugs, the notepads, mouse pads, tote bags, etc.
Premiums, cool.
Where she makes her money is from all of those lead magnets branded with someone's business. But what she's really doing is she's coming in as a consultant and consulting with a company around all the lead magnets that they need. Then she's actually acting as a JV broker, going out, connecting them to the people that are going to give away their lead magnets. She's doing all of that, just making money selling the products.
That's great. And by the way, what she's really selling, you guys, is her knowledge, her expertise, and her connections, right? Because she's adding value by not just selling a widget, she's strategizing on that widget. So where you might think that a branded coffee mug is a commodity, Susan is not a commodity. Susan brings the value to that coffee mug decision, and how that coffee mug is positioned as a marketing tool within that company. And by the way, that's really important. I mean, because most people that spend money, in my opinion anyway, most people that spend money on that stuff are throwing it away. Throwing it away. So a coffee mug, I love coffee mugs because they sit on your desk or whatever, and you see them all the time. So that's strategic. And Susan, that's a great market for you. Fantastic. Dale is legal also. Legal Shield and Ideal Shield. Excellent. Kathy says I need to know her. Yeah. Birthday Marketing Club digital campaigns. Ryan says, Amy's smiling. Susan says, I got it. Affiliated network to joint venture and teach people how to make money. Okay, so that's called education. Howdy promotion Facebook campaigns for lead generation. Winston says, connect customers to trustworthy experts. And connect trustworthy experts to customers. Okay, so you're being a connector. Okay, that's a great business. That's a great business, because what you're doing is you're selling yourself. You're selling yourself as the connector. And you're your own best asset, which means you don't have overhead. I love that. I love that. So let's ask another question here. Because now that you have an idea of what your product is, and for those who, here we go, LinkedIn lead generation, good. Okay, with perks, Dale says, okay. So now let's look at what audience your product or services serves best. Some of you already identified your target market, for instance, lawyers. But some of you also may not have thought about that. So who do you think your audience is? Just pop in the chat there. And let's just see what we get. Okay, because that's interesting. And Gina's taking some notes on this while I'm trying to manage slides here. Local businesses for Ryan, great. And Dale says everyone. That's a problem, Dale. That's a problem. And I say that because, yeah, I mean,
the money flow chart, Dale.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You may serve everybody. I mean, you absolutely may serve everybody, but you gotta ratchet it down to that. Yes, I can serve humans because I make aspirins, but maybe I make aspirins that are coated so that they go down babies' throats better, or they're smaller in size because they're better for babies, or whatever. Right? Think about how you can meet a specific market. And even if you're generic, I mean, even if, like I said, when I talked about dog training, you can train all the dogs, right? But ratchet it down to dachshunds or something, right? That's going to be really important for you. Latasha says, military spouses, single moms and dads, freelancers, and independent contractors. Whoa, hopefully that's like multiple different products. But I tell you what, it may be the same product, but you're going to have a different flow for each of those marketplaces. Does that make sense, Latasha? So for example, I'll just use my product for a minute. With SiteWrap, we're going to have a completely different marketing program for affiliate marketers as we are to content marketers, because they're a different element. When we did our World Cairo Conference, it's a different market than the World Authors Conference or the World Speaker Summit. The authors were a completely different marketplace, and they acted in totally different behavioral patterns. And we learned that because we were following a template for what we thought was the right market, and it was totally different. So you got to know your marketplace. Let's see. Christina says, could tax reduction strategies be used for a JV broker? Sure. Who here would like to be able to save money on taxes? That's one of those, everyone, right? So what you do is you take tax reduction strategies and you niche it down to tax reduction strategies for single women, tax reduction strategies for the newly divorced, tax reduction strategies for lawyers. You follow? You can take that down to any niche. And listen, I'm a mobile entrepreneur. I'm geographically independent. I'm an expat. You think I need tax reduction strategies as an expat? You bet. And it's a big market. Okay. Amy says caregivers, nurses, hospice, and cancer patients. Good. Okay, that's a market that's relatively tight, but you can get it much tighter. Caregivers. We have a client that specializes in caregivers, right, Gina? And she has niched the sucker down to being a featured contributor to AARP, and she's built herself to be a giant expert there. And that's a heck of a joint venture, don't you think? With a huge market, with a huge marketplace, and that's a license to print money for what she's done. So that's what we're talking about. Yarma says other marketers have a list. Okay, but I want something that's specific to you and your market. Winston says insurance agents, realtors, and mortgage lenders. Yeah, those are really complementary markets, and if you have insurance agents, realtors, and mortgage lenders, while they're different markets, and one sells real estate, one sells loans, and so on. And by the way, I've been 2 out of the 3. Actually, I was becoming an insurance agent and decided after a week I didn't want to do it. So I guess I've been 3 out of the 3. The customer may be the same, but the actual clients, the insurance agents, realtors, and mortgage lenders, they're all different. But boy, oh boy, their customer is the same person, right? You're going to buy a house, you need a mortgage. You're going to buy a house, you need insurance. That single client you can clean up multiple times by having control of that marketplace. Great way to play. And it's just, again, different language as to what you're serving people with. Video marketing with 360-degree personal videos for auto dealers and real estate agents. Great. Amy's, my musical CDs help people sleep, relieve pain, and relax. Awesome. Awesome. So now you can take that same product and rebrand that for your multiple marketplaces, which means that you can have a complete JV party in just about everywhere you go, right? Again, reaching all those different marketplaces. We're going to want you to focus on one today, so that way we can set up one relationship and then leverage those. Because once you learn how to do it, then it's easier to understand how to do more, and then we'll give you more strategies to take it to the next level. Does that make sense? For agents, for the business owners, we prefer to go to those that want live chat. Okay, great. That's Latasha with our virtual call center. Verticals I picked, goals and objectives of the client in the vertical. I'm not sure what you mean, Susan. Non-profit law enforcement officers that are injured, killed in the line of duty. Okay, okay. Women small business owners, says Christina. Good. Okay, let's see. I also speak and do presentations. Great. Okay. Okay. Just respond to my email. That'll be better. I'm walking out the door here. Training course on auto appraisal claims adjusters. Winston says absolutely. And anybody with a social security number. Dale, once again, that's all Americans.
Way broad.
That's all Americans. I'm sorry, that's not a niche. I'm not sure.
So Ken, let's go to the next slide and we can talk a little bit more to give Dale some direction on how to think about this a little bit differently.
Perfect. Here we go.
Part of the importance of finding a target market is you're looking for a market that's hungry for the kind of things you've got to sell, and that market at the same time must have money. By finding that targeted market, you're looking then for ideal JV partners that serve that exact same market. So let me just give you guys an example here within my own business. At Directions University, our entry-level program is something we call Motivation to Profit. It's a program that sells for $497 a year. It's probably the program I am most proud of ever creating. It contains about 45 different lessons, each one taught by one of over 30 world-class faculty members. Ken happens to be one of those faculty members. I am another one of those faculty members. Throughout the lessons, they're delivered in 1-hour chunks. Each one contains both an audio and a video, same content, but some people want to listen, some people want to watch. For each lesson, there's a set of action steps. They're the assignments you use to implement and apply the training you just got in your business. As you're going through the 45 hours worth of training, you're able to come to a call once a week that I call my hug seat. Every week we do a call where we have one person that's the focus of the entire call. It's my favorite call of the week. We look at who they are as a person, where they're at in their business, and where they want to be in the next 1 to 3 years and beyond. And over the course of 90 minutes to 2 hours, we then work together very closely to craft the strategic plan that's going to take them step by step from where they're at to where they want to be. On its surface, Motivation to Profit is a very generic program. Wouldn't you agree, Ken?
Yeah.
It works for pretty much any kind of a business. Doesn't matter what kind of business you're in. When I first created it, I went out and did some research, and I identified a total of 80 different audiences I want Motivation to Profit to go out to. Well, for me to go out and craft marketing messages that's going to reach 80 different markets at the same time, can you think I'd ever get any conversions to happen?
That would never happen. Never happen.
So in crafting the whole program, both the sales page and the lessons themselves, it was designed from the start to make it easy to nicheify through joint ventures. I changed stories in 3 lessons. I changed the story in the sales page. And just from those couple of little tweaks in this mammoth course, I have a program that becomes Motivation to Profit for fill in the blank. Chiropractors, photographers, real estate professionals, massage therapists, veterinarians, dentists, and on and on and on for 80 different audiences. Now all I need to do is go out and find the JV partner that has the chiropractors, the JV partner that has the photographers, the JV partner that has the massage therapist, the JV partner that has the veterinarians, the JV partner that has the dentists. I don't do it all at once, of course. I go after them one at a time. I make the tweaks I need to make to the sales page. I make the tweaks to the 3 stories in the 3 lessons. Then they go out and drive all the sales for me. How easy is that, Ken, compared to going out and reaching 80 different audiences by myself?
This is exactly why we're talking to you guys today, because just from what we're seeing in the chat and seeing in what we've discovered with our own clients, we knew that we needed to do an intervention. We see so many people that are missing this whole focus that could give you multiple streams of income with the same singular product or service that you have now, or one you don't even have at all. And that's the big transformation that we're looking to do. Okay,
and if you've got a product that reaches a very generic audience, more than likely, if you go to a JV partner that also has a very generic audience, you're not likely to convert any of their people into your customers. And that also means that if everything you've got is very generic and a JV partner comes to look at your site to see if they want a joint venture with you, if they see you as very generic, they're probably going to run the opposite direction. I wouldn't want a JV with somebody who's generic like that. Would you, Ken?
No, again, it's about quality. It's about quality for your audience. So if you indicate that you're a specialist in something, well, think about going to a doctor. If you have a heart condition, you want to go to a general practitioner? I don't think so. My mom was here with me in Europe, and she hurt her ankle, and she was in serious pain. Do you think she's going to go to, who's she going to go to? She's going to go to the regular general practitioner? No. She went to a podiatrist who knew immediately what was wrong. So that's what you're going to be looking for. Now, let me stop for a second, because I think some of you may be thinking, but I'm not an expert. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. Again,
remember, you can be a connector like we talked about earlier.
Absolutely. Listen, I created a stock trading program many years ago, and I know nothing about stocks. I mean, I have a 100% failure rate on the stock market, 100% guaranteed I will lose money in the stock market. That's been my history. So you don't want to learn from me. But I had set up a program with 10 of the world's top traders. And people thought, now I must be an expert because I had all these traders. But fact is, I now had a really sophisticated trading program that I didn't even teach. So you don't have to be the expert at all, okay? And Gina and I find that very often we're asked to be on other people's platforms and programs to fill in where they're weak, you see. So that's what I want you. I don't know. You don't need to know. Trust me, you don't need to know. All you need to do is understand the strategy, what we're talking about, and what we're about to show you. In fact, Gina, do you want to start bringing people in and doing
Before
some,
we do that, I want to talk about the types of joint ventures that are possible, Ken.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Let's do that.
So there are several different types of joint ventures. You want to use joint ventures that are going to create the greatest amount of leverage possible in your business. So the term leverage, everybody's heard of it, but do you really understand what leverage means when it comes to your business? Leverage refers to that action that will get you the biggest possible results with the least amount of effort in the shortest amount of time.
The bottom line is, sorry, I'll jump in for a second. The bottom line is, you want to go to the beach or do you want to work? Right? If you're going to want to go to the beach, and let someone else do the work for you so you can play with your kids. It's that simple. Don't work so hard.
The whole example that I gave you with Motivation to Profit, being able to be nichified into 80 different audiences, I created that program one time. I recorded the whole thing. Yes, I do my weekly hug seat calls, but that's just 1 2-hour call every week. That's it. And it is the lead generator for everything else Directions University has to offer. All I have to do is go find the 80 JV partners that have the right audience for me. I modify those 4 little things, then they go do all the work, and I just sit back and go do all my hug seat calls 2 hours a week. Everything else happens on autopilot. Ken, is that a little bit of leverage for me?
That's a lot of leverage. And I'll tell you, in talking to Gina over the years, where she was jam-packed and was working like every hour of the day, she cleared things out so much where she could have a life now, and where she could have fun and she could play and she could take time off. And that's what we want for you guys. And that's exactly what this is about today.
The lowest level JV happens to be the one that most marketers use the most and talk about the most. They just don't know any better. You guys will by the end of this clinic. So it's a traditional kind of JV, at least in the online world. And that works like this. Ken, I've got this killer program. It's called Motivation to Profit. Will you mail it for me to your subscribers?
Sure. Will you mail for me as a reciprocal?
Well, I don't really want to, but yeah, I guess I would as a reciprocal.
Okay, then I'll mail for you.
That's your low-level leverage. Bottom line, I mail for you, you mail for me kind of JV. Ken, do we like doing that kind of JV?
We dislike it to the max. We do, and it's the least targeted, the least interactive, and the least fun.
And here's why, guys. Number one, if I'm mailing for Ken and Ken's mailing for me, then I go to somebody else and I get them to mail for me, and I then have to mail for them. Well, you can only do that so many times if your JV partner has the right audience for you before you start getting to the exact same people, because everybody's sharing their list.
It's absolutely
It's very
true.
incestuous.
Absolutely.
So it might work well the first couple times you do it, but you're going to burn out your own list in no time at all because you're mailing all these different offers that just gets old over time. And the people you're getting back aren't really the same quality as the early ones were because it's just incestuous.
And on top of that, the people that are mailing for you are also mailing the same stuff that the other people that are mailing for you are mailing. So they're seeing the same offer a week before or a week after or whatever. So you're not showing them anything new. And if you don't show them something new, they're going to leave you. You've got to be able to give people something of value. This is the lowest level. Let's improve this.
So next kind of JV is what we like to call a content joint venture. And there's lots and lots and lots of different ways of doing content joint ventures. But essentially, even DU is a good example of a content joint venture. Motivation to Profit, 45 lessons taught by 30 different faculty members. I go out, I invite the faculty member to come into a live workshop. They're going to teach their one little 60-minute segment. They're then responsible for promoting that program. I then go to the next faculty member. I get them to come in and teach their 60-minute segment. They're now responsible for mailing that as well. And they want to talk about it because it's spotlighting them. And guess what? At the end of their 60-minute segment, Ken, did you get to sell anything at the end of your 60-minute segment on Motivation to Profit?
A little bit.
Yeah, you got to sell your product with my affiliate link.
Absolutely, I did.
Pretty easy, right? That's a content joint venture. I do that with Motivation to Profit. I do that with my workshops. I do that with lots of different things because there is quite a bit more leverage in doing it that way. You don't have to worry about burning out your own list because you're not using your own list. You're bringing these content JV partners into a specific product, and while sure, the buyers of that product are then going to find out about your JV partners' products, but it's not using your big subscriber list. It's just that one group of customers. So a lot less risk of burning out your own list, just much more upside to it than downside. Yeah, so that's like the middle level of leverage.
It's a higher quality, but there's something even better than that. This is a great way. I do that a lot, as you know, for those of you that come to my workshops or have been to workshops where I've been training. But that's a step above, but we have something much better in mind. Don't you think, Gina?
I do. So this is one of the most highly leveraged types of joint ventures that I've ever done. And it's truly what we call collaboration joint ventures or collaboration marketing joint ventures. I'm going to use Motivation to Profit as an example one more time. So let's say one of my faculty members has a product it sells for $97. When they sell their own product, they are able to give away a trial of Motivation to Profit for 30 days as a bonus when people buy their own products. Now here's what ends up happening. Number one, my JV partner doesn't have to go use their subscriber list to promote Motivation to Profit. They simply use their subscribers to sell their own products. But because their sales page and their thank you page talks about this great bonus, their people still come into my world. I'm not getting their subscribers who may or may not ever buy something. I'm getting their buyers, which makes it 10 times more likely that I'm going to get a sale from it too. So Ken, if I asked you to give away a trial of Motivation to Profit when you sell your product, would you be more likely to do that, or would you do the I mail for you, you mail for me JV first?
Well, considering the fact that we have you on the thank you page for about 80% of our products, the answer is yes, of course, because it's no extra effort on my part, and it's found money for me, because when I'm done with my purchase with my buyers, I'm done with my buyers. I've got nothing else to offer them. Now I have something else that's a bonus and a benefit, and we do a lot of surprises for them too that they're not aware of. So they get something that's of value, which they appreciate. So it adds more to my bottom line and adds more value as well.
And one of the things you haven't started doing yet is putting that bonus right up front on the sales page. It's on the thank you page. For our JV partners that put it right up front on their sales page, they typically increase the sales of their own products 18 to 20%. You think they're going to be likely to give away your bonus if it's going to increase their own product sales by 18 to 20%? That's not just a yes, that's a heck yeah.
Sure
So
is.
what do you have that you could allow someone to give away as a bonus that is going to truly bring people into everything else you've got to offer? Because that's really the key here. If it's a product that really doesn't tie to everything else you have to offer, well, you might add a few people to your list, but it's not necessarily going to build your business over and over and over again.
Now,
Motivation to Profit is the best lead generator we've got at DU. It exposes them to everything else we've got to offer.
it's
So by
huge.
having JVs give that away, I literally get leads for every single one of our probably a dozen plus other products.
And understand, you guys, you don't have to give away the Cadillac. You can give away the Chevy and give people the opportunity to upgrade to the Cadillac. Okay, so understand there's multiple levels of what that bonus, giveaway, free trial, whatever may be. Understand? And that's all strategic. You may want to give them the platinum level for 30 days, as a lot of people do, and then when they choose to continue, they're either going to buy at the lower level, or they don't want to lose any of the features, so they'll stay at the higher level. Those are things that you can decide along the way. You don't have to give away everything. Understand? You can give away whatever level you think is the best to serve your needs. But the cool thing is that when you are collaborating and you're actually putting your offer and your bonus in someone else's offer, it helps both parties. And again, it happens while you're sleeping. You never have to think about it again. There's no extra mailing. There's no extra anything to do other than setting it up once. You set it and you forget it.
Now, let's say you don't have something that you can allow other people to give away as a bonus when they sell their stuff. Does that mean you can't use a collaboration marketing JV? Absolutely not. Let's go on to example number 2, and we can talk about if you don't have something you can have others give away, how can you still get the same impact to your bottom line from this type of leverage? Well, let's say that there is a product out there that really is a great fit in terms of bringing the buyers in that would want everything else you've got to sell. You can go out and interview the product creator of that product so that he or she can be talking about how to get the most value out of the product that they already sell. You can then let that person and all of their affiliates give away your bonus. When they do that, their people have to opt into your list in order to get instructions to download the bonus. So number 1, you've got all the new subscribers coming into your list. Number 2, you can give the other person, the other product creator, the right to have their affiliates giving away your bonus. When you have their affiliates giving away your bonus, guess what? All those affiliates have to come to you to get set up to do this. And when you do this, it really does have them bringing you both customers and people that can sell your products for you as affiliates. Ken, how awesome is that?
It's the most power that you can possibly combine. I mean, it's amazing. Think about this for a second. If you were to say to me, hey, Ken, when you launch the new version of SiteWrap, I'm going to do a quick start program for you and look at ways that we can integrate SiteWrap and other types of businesses. Can I do that? I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Why not? Because it adds more value to my business, right? It gives me more third-party credibility because I have people that are like doing instruction manuals for my product, right? So it makes it look like a bigger product, and it's a value add for my customers and the other affiliate marketers to give them away. Everybody wins. So if you're not doing that, you're missing a fantastic opportunity. Huge. And this is just another one thought that you could implement, one strategy you could implement to multiply your business to the nth degree. What do you think
And
about this?
I want to use Amy as an example here because several years ago, going back 7 or 8 years, I had a client who was very similar to Amy. She was a musician and she had music that really helped people to do the inner work and do personal growth, spirituality, that sort of thing. But other than her coaching program and her music, she didn't really have anything she could let someone else give away. So we were talking one day about how can she do collaboration marketing. It just so happened that 2 weeks after this conversation was taking place, a guy by the name of Bob Proctor was just coming out with one of his best-selling ebooks of all time. It's a $47 ebook. He ended up selling almost 20,000 units of that ebook in the first 30 days that it was put out there. He
Wow.
had over 3,000 affiliates promoting this ebook for him. So she went to Bob Proctor and said, Bob, I would love, love, love to create a bonus for your ebook. And I would love to give your affiliates the right to give that ebook away when anyone bought your book through their affiliate link. Would you be willing to let me interview you about how someone can get the best value, the biggest results through what you teach in your new ebook? And Bob said, oh my gosh, this is a brilliant idea. Absolutely. All my affiliates are going to promote more because they're going to sell more with this bonus. Yeah, what do we need to do? So she got Bob into an interview, did about a 30-minute interview, killer interview. Everybody who got that interview in a recorded format said they got so much more out of his book. So she puts it together. She's got a teeny tiny little list of about 1,000 people. She mails the offer out to them. Hey guys, when you buy this ebook from Bob Proctor through my affiliate link, you'll be able to get this 30-minute interview I did with Bob that's going to help you really get better results with the ebook. Click here to get started. She sends them to an opt-in page. The opt-in page has a place for them to opt in to get instructions on how to get the bonus. They then get redirected to her affiliate link for Bob's ebook. After they buy the ebook, they're told from the autoresponder letter that they need to email the receipt to a specific email address. It's just another autoresponder. When they do the second step and email the autoresponder, then they get the link to download the 30-minute interview. She took her opt-in page and gave that to Bob. And she said, Bob, all you need to do is email your affiliates, let them know that they can put this opt-in page up on their website. In the form code, here's where my affiliate link is. All they need to do is swap out my ID number for their ID number. And that way, if anybody buys, they're going to be getting commissions for themselves, not from me. Ken, so many of those affiliates mailed her bonus that she ended up adding over 10,000 subscribers to her list in the next 30 days. Do you think she got a few more sales of her music and her coaching program as a result?
Do you guys see that? That's the whole idea of what we're doing with collaboration marketing. And that's exactly why we wanted to have this intervention with you today, so that we can have you thinking differently about how can you multiply your effectiveness. And by the way, when you do this, is it not more fun and more creative? I mean, how many of you guys are liking what you're hearing so far? And I want to actually get started putting this into play for yourself. Amy says, yeah, very cool. So who can we help? Let's see if we can actually help a couple people right now, because I'm anxious to actually put this in play for you guys. Put us on the spot right now. Let Gina and I take what you've got going on and see if we can't craft for you an opportunity that will let you multiply your results and transform your business. Who wants to play?
If you want to play, go back into your GoToWebinar control panel and find the column that allows you to raise your hand. I'm lowering everybody's hands right now. So you need to have either a microphone or be called in on the telephone so that we can interact with you.
Yeah, because we're going to
raise your hand so I can help you guys find a JV partner on this call right now, and we'll help you craft a collaboration JV so that you too can be using this in your business.
I see Susan's hand raised. I see Christina's hand raised. Perfect. Let's see. I see Ryan's hand raised, and there's Ron too. Okay. So
I'm going to unmute a few of them. There's Christina. There is Susan, and let's get Ryan.
And for those of you that have background noise, just turn your background noise off if you could, because we're unmuting you right now.
And Susan, unfortunately, I can't unmute you. There's a PIN number that you have to put in, Susan, and your PIN number is pound. Oh God, Ken, I can't read it.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll find it here.
Pound 36 pound?
I'll tell you in a second. Susan, it's pound 36 pound. And that's yours specifically, Susan. So hit the pound 36 pound, and that should unmute you. Okay, there we go.
And if it, do you see her now?
I see her, and she's self-muted, so you may be able to unmute. I can send the audio pin. There we go. I hit the send audio pin button, but you're currently self-muted.
If she's self-muted, she can do *6 to unmute herself.
Okay, hopefully you heard that, Susan. *6. I don't dial in by phone, so I don't know the codes.
It's just *6.
Okay, well, we've got Ryan unmuted right now. We have, let's see who else wanted to play. Did you put hands on? Christina's here,
I'll let you work with Ryan real quick while
Okay.
I am working with the others on the call. Ken, if you could switch to the next slide, let's get creative so that we can get creative.
Awesome. Okay.
So I know Christy, I know Amy, I know Ryan, I know Susan. Let's start with Christy, having Christy remind everyone from what we had read earlier. What kind of business are you in, Christy?
Hi, Gina. Can you hear me?
How are you? I can. How are you?
Super. I'm great. I'm great. I actually pivoted, and I am starting a new business, and I think I'm starting from scratch with my target market because I don't think it is the same target market that I originally have.
What are you going to be selling?
Well, it's what it is a it's kind of like a lyrics broker. Basically, I'm trying to bring people together, amateur writers who submit their lyrics, and bring people from the industry to them, so that they can collaborate and sell it, and I will take a commission from the sale. It's kind of like an eBay for lyrics.
Gotcha. So Amy is our harpist who really helps people with much more than just harp music. Amy, you want to tell everybody a little bit about your business and who your audience is?
Sure. So I am a classically trained harpist. I produced with my husband musical CDs that have been very beneficial in the cancer, hospice, grief, yoga, healing touch, massage, all those worlds where deep relaxation is important for healing. I do workshops and presentations on vibrational awareness, which help validate the use of the music on a deeper level so people become conscious as to their choices. And at the core of all of this is a system of self-discovery that my husband was basically gifted to bring through. We've been working on it for 25 years, and we are creating a new product which we will be launching next month to help people go through the process. So we have all of these different products for self-discovery, and I've already kind of niched some of this music by actually securing domain names, music to reduce stress, music to relieve pain, to relieve trauma, for mental health, for inner peace, to help you sleep. That just kind of happened in the last few months. So it feels like things are moving through to help us target and to create these different relationships and joint ventures with other people who have very targeted markets that would benefit from the use of this type of service, meaning the workshops and the products for self-discovery and the music. So, it's
So
kind of
just out of curiosity, I would expect that many of the people that you're going to attract are likely to be musicians themselves. Would you expect that as well?
no, absolutely not. No,
Really?
on the contrary,
Wow.
my music is for the past 15, 20 years has really been targeted in the medical community with hospice and self-care, volunteers, staff.
Completely understand.
Yeah.
However, as you're going out working with people who have all of the conditions that you just enumerated, I have a feeling that the people are going to be most likely attracted to the programs you're going to put out are in some way, shape, or form musicians themselves. They
No,
might be a musician with cancer, they might be a musician with something else.
no,
You,
I totally
you don't see
disagree. I
that?
totally disagree. No, not at all.
Ah,
Not at all. Because, in fact, I, as a musician, I don't necessarily listen to a lot of other people's music. The music itself has an energy that helps people get into themselves. It has nothing, I have found no information to support that most of the people who use my music are musicians. It's like people who have been connected to this music or have experienced it personally. They will call me and they say, I have a friend who was diagnosed with cancer. I need to come over and get a CD. It has nothing to do with their demographic, their jobs, their level of education, their experience with music. It reaches people on such a human level, and I know we have to target, but literally I have testimonials from newborns to people dying and everything in between who have found peace with this music. So
wow. Okay. Well,
yeah.
for you, I don't see her on the call today, but I do have someone that is an ideal collaboration partner for you. Her name is Dr. Cash, and Ken, if you could go to this link right now, her website is healingmusicenterprises.com, healingmusicenterprises.com. She is an audiologist. She just happens to have only music that she sells. She sells a unique player that has these special headsets, and she sells it in the hospital arena to hospitals so that they can go in and use these with people going into surgery, people going into chemo, etc. And they play the music while they're going through the surgery or play the music while they're doing chemo.
Yes.
But once the patient has used the music, she has nothing else to sell them at all. For her to have a back end to the music would be a godsend. Could you easily create a package that she could give away as a patient is going through surgery or chemo listening to her music, so that they can then get something that introduces them to your world with her affiliate link?
Yep, I have packages that I already created. One has 3 CDs and one has 6 CDs.
Could you take just one CD and digitize the music so it's only available in an online format, not in a physical format? That way there's no cost to it.
Right, all of my music is available digitally. So
awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, and then the other thing about having it digital is it's immediate. So that way, when someone's getting it now, it's much more effective. Plus, it also goes straight into their iPhone, iPad, whatever.
Absolutely right. And so, okay, so I have a question. Right now, all of the music is available, like through iTunes, through CD Baby, through Amazon. It's through those traditional distribution channels. I'm new to the whole affiliate idea as far as how that is set up and how that is created and how how would she it's the money thing, it's the flow of money and the commission part.
Okay.
The easiest way to do it is to use my platform called Divisio. Ken, if you want to pull up DUVISIO.com, Divisio is completely free to use, so you can set up an account up front, not going to charge you a penny. And then as the money comes in, you pay a small transaction fee based on the amount of the sale. So you would create a seller account on Divisio. Alice would create an affiliate account on Divisio. Then in her packaging, she would include some sort of a card that the doctors or the hospitals can give the patients listening to the music, so that when they get done with their treatment, they can get a URL from the card that they can use online to get the bonus that you just gifted to them. That would be very easy to do. The way Divisio works, the money is going to get paid into your PayPal account. You get 100% of the sale paid immediately. It then turns around and invisibly to the patient goes into your PayPal account and pays Alice that percentage that she's entitled to as an affiliate, and she gets paid instantly as well. So super, super easy to set up.
So the customer actually pays for the bonus, or the customer is actually.
Initially, the customer is not going to pay for the bonus. It's free, but you're going to give away a free bonus using an affiliate link so that it can drop a cookie on the customer's computer or device. And that way, when the bonus leads them to buy everything else that you've got to offer, I would take them to an immediate upsell to get the music in a CD format, and or get the music as part of a CD package that they then pay for immediately. If someone buys that upsell after claiming the bonus, then the money actually happens. You get paid and Alice gets paid. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I did follow that, but it has to land.
Okay, well, not a problem. I mean, that's we got to. You know, a lot of this does require that. And sometimes it just takes a diagram. The important thing to think about, and again, we're giving you the Reader's Digest condensed version. Obviously, implementing the plan, you know, we've got to get much more in depth. But the bottom line, think about it this way: is they're going to get a free trial, or they're going to get maybe a free track, right? It's going to be coded through the affiliate system at Divisio, so that way it's tracked to your joint venture partner who's giving it away for you. You're going to get the buyer's information when they opt in to download it. So now you can do a number of different things, including sell them another package, sell them, you know, a mailable CD if people still use CDs. Better yet, you know, sell them even a subscription that you get the music of the month, the music of a week, or whatever that you do. And again, since it's already tracked inside of using the Divisio system, for example, and again, we recommend Divisio, of course, because obviously we created Divisio. Gina created Divisio. You know, you obviously could use other systems, but this one I just think is the best. That system tracks it all for you, right? So now it's all done automatically, and it also pays your affiliate automatically too. So you don't even have to use an accountant or anything to manage payments, which is
awesome. So because it started out with a bonus code that was created and hooked to or through Divisio.
Yes.
To the affiliate, it connected both of us.
Right.
Anything that moves from that code is tracked and compensated.
Yep.
So all additional purchases, and it's all done through PayPal. Okay, so then it's just a matter of me fulfilling the orders that happen through that connection.
Correct.
Precisely.
Or just making it, because I wouldn't be able to put that through another download. I mean, I'll figure it out. I got it.
And Divisio works for digital products, membership sites, and physical products. So if eventually you wanted to have a fulfillment house fulfilling, so you didn't have to be going and bundling up the CDs and shipping them out and whatnot, within Divisio you can actually identify the fulfillment service that you want to use. And
Okay, so
it's going to send all the info off to the fulfillment service telling them an order just came in, got paid for, please deliver this product to this person.
can I link it to my CD Baby page? Because all of my CDs are,
Unfortunately, we don't have CD Baby as an integration today, but
Okay.
I'd totally be open to exploring having CD Baby as an integration partner. That's
Okay.
not a problem. Just
So
take
they
us a
can fill
month or two
everything
to
now.
do. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, cool.
So let's talk about Ryan for a minute.
Yay, Ryan. Where are you?
Are you here, Ryan?
Hey guys.
Hi there. So remind everyone, I know we mentioned it earlier, but remind everyone of the business that you're in, what's the product, and who's the audience.
Yeah, so what I'm doing now is creating digital mobile coupons that you can integrate into the phone, so into the digital wallet of the phone. And yeah, so the target market right now is local businesses.
Any particular kind of local business?
Right now I'm doing restaurants, and because of the whole Pokemon craze, I'm also looking at ice cream salons and stuff like that.
Would it work for a court reporter?
Court reporter? What do you mean by court reporter?
Susan, what do I mean by a court reporter? Oh, you're not unmuted yet. Darn it.
We've been trying to get
I can't
unmuted.
seem to get her unmuted. Ah, it looks like I can now, Ken.
Oh, great.
There you go,
There she
Susan.
is. There she is.
Hey, can you hear me?
I
Yes.
can. So what do I mean by a court reporter?
Court reporter is somebody who takes depositions for attorneys. Some of them actually work in the court. So that's what a court reporter would be.
Okay. No, I don't see it working easily for
I
that.
didn't understand. What is his product? I couldn't understand.
It's a digital coupon. So a company like a restaurant or an ice
Gotcha.
cream parlor are the audiences he's working with right now. It's the coolest digital coupon I've ever seen, ever. Someone would download this digital coupon into a wallet app on their cell phone, and from the wallet app would be able to find many different coupons that they've downloaded into it. When they get to the merchant, they simply open up the digital coupon and the coupon gets applied to the purchase. It works for lots of different audiences.
Oh gosh,
Absolutely.
sure does. I mean, we can think of dozens that it can work with. I mean, dog
Yeah.
groomers, for example.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, barbers, anything in local, but the greatest thing about it is you can send out notifications to it. So as long as the coupon is inside their phone, and normally nobody deletes it, you can send notifications to them. We can geo-target them, so if they are in the vicinity of the location, they will automatically receive a reminder about the coupon. Hey, you still have a coupon that you can use, and you're like maybe X amount of feet away only. What you can also do is look at the slow times for the business, and then change the coupon for an extra discount for a certain amount of time. You know, so anything we create, we can change on the fly, and we can send out every 10 minutes. We can change the coupon. So even if they downloaded it and it looked a certain way, we can change it the look.
What about for an attorney? Could an attorney use it to give away a free consult?
Absolutely.
Yes, it would.
Or even
Yes.
like a half hour free consult as part
Correct. Yes. You're right.
Yep, exactly.
That would work really well. So Susan, we need to put you in touch with Ryan. And Ryan, could you maybe start targeting some attorneys so that you can then reciprocate with Susan and send people back to her for all the other lead magnets she can help them get?
Target attorneys. What do you mean by target attorneys? Create a campaign, you mean?
Yeah, instead of focusing on restaurants, could you focus on attorneys for the near future?
Oh yeah, sure. I have a whole list of I have a whole list of markets that I want to go into, but you know, you have to start somewhere.
Sure.
Absolutely.
See, here's the beauty of this for you, Ryan. The beauty is that if you have integrations in multiple areas, so for example,
Yep.
Susan with lawyers and someone else for veterinarians and someone else for dentists and so on, then you can be in
Yep.
those multiple marketplaces and not have to do any of the work.
Correct.
That's the beauty of this collaboration. And just
Yep.
like Gina's got Motivation to Profit into 80 different markets, you can be in 80 different markets easily overnight.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And only do the fulfillment. Well, if I want to do that, Ken, because I wanted to talk to you about that, I'll need you to connect me with your friend from the outsourcing company. What's his name again?
That's not a problem. That's easy. Davin Michaels.
Stephen Michaels.
That's
Correct.
easy
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Because I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks already. I was on one of the webinars 2 weeks ago again, where he offered his product, and then I thought, like, maybe I should.
You just asked a question that's going to lead us right into the next segment of the presentation today, so hold on to that thought for a second.
Cool.
By chance available on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for a call with me and Bruce?
Saturday, no. This weekend I have a congress the whole weekend.
How about
And
Monday?
Monday is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
One
Pop
moment.
into the
Let me
chat,
check.
pop
Let me
into the
check the time.
questions, and let me know what times you're available on Monday, anytime after noon Eastern. Just pop it into the questions. I'm going to go ahead and mute
1 o'clock is cool.
everybody up.
Yeah, that's a great
And I
integration.
will absolutely get you in touch with Ryan so that we can move this collaboration forward. And I will get Amy in touch with Dr. Alice Cash. And Christina, I'm going to go look for some people that we could potentially get you connected to. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I know that within my network I do have some people that have access to musicians. So let me just go through my network and see who I've got that I can get you connected to as well.
Are you guys seeing what the power is here? I want to be sure that we're starting to get your creative juices running, so you can see where A plus B can equal the entire alphabet times 3. Is this working for you guys? Are you seeing what's possible? Are you feeling the power that comes with putting people together? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of yeses coming through here. Yeah, Ryan says, yeah, and that's the whole beauty. And then the other great thing about this, you guys, is that so often you don't realize the power of what you have because you're too close to it. So when you sit down with Gina and I, for example, we're going to find some of those hidden nuggets of profit that you just...
Like Dr. Alice Cash, right?
Yeah.
Or Amy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so many people don't have that back end built in to where their center of their profit vortex has even been identified. You know, they're selling. I'll say it this way: they're selling just a CD, when in fact the back end of it can be a complete service that might be a retreat that's a motivational, spiritual, meditational, whatever health retreat that might be a $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 product for a weekend, all coming from a giveaway of one track of music. See, that's what can be created here. And what we're doing is we're looking at the entire profit funnel to see just where we're going. Okay, yeah, no problem.
And Amy just says, she said it so beautifully. We've had the vision, we just don't know the how. And Amy, I totally get it. That is true of pretty much every single person that's still with us today.
Yep, exactly. So,
how can we help them, Ken?
The big operative question is, would you like us to help you? You know, would you like us to help take you to the next level here? And I'm seeing we've had the vision, didn't know the how. Yeah, we have the retreat. Okay, perfect. So we decided, we sat down, Gina and I, and we looked at what can we do that could really bring you guys to the next level in a meaningful way. And many of you that know me know that I don't like doing coaching programs. Gina loves doing coaching programs. I'm one of those guys that likes to get in, fix it, and move on. I want to get in and laser focus on something with solid attention and just make it rock and roll. and build it, okay? And so I talked to Gina, I said, what can we do that would be a high-powered, laser-focused experience for somebody that would just transform their entire business in one shot? You know, so it's not like a long-term 6 months to build something, but if we could do it not in 6 months, but in like 6 hours, what could we do? And what we decided to come up with was something that we call a VIP Power Day, a VIP Power Day. Now, VIP Power Day was designed by Gina and I to take you from where you are right now and identify what assets you have that can be leveraged into a collaboration. What assets you have in your business that maybe you're not seeing? What focus do you have in your business that perhaps is in the wrong direction? Because so many of you are thinking about selling your $7 this or your $200 that, and you're forgetting about the biggest profit center that either you have now that you're missing, or that you could be creating instantly, even if you just joint ventured it, even if you worked on it with somebody else. For example, for me, when I first met Gina, I did not have any kind of high-end back-end product. I had nothing. I had like $200, I think, was my top-end product. And Gina and I started talking. She said, well, why don't you just give them or offer them my bachelor's program? Now, bachelor's at that time, I think, was $10,000 a year. And I was like, well, sure, why not? Because that made me some significant money when a bachelor's unit was sold, right? And I could offer an extra service, and the person delivering that service was somebody, Gina, that I know, like, and trust, that I knew would give fantastic value. And so we did that. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, where you can now take where you are right now and we can supercharge you, all done within one day. But frankly, when we talked about it, Gina and I said, one day is great, but we're not going to do a love you and leave you, right, Gina?
Correct.
So we decided to craft this. We decided to craft this as a 90-day business transformation experience, and then we took it a step further. So let me kind of give you a quick rundown about what's really included here, just so you can get an idea of why we believe this is probably the most powerful way to have you not just take action, but implement what we're suggesting and what we're going to craft for you, and then take it all the way to the bank over and over and over again. It's going to start with the hug seat. And Gina's hug seats are legendary, aren't they, Gina?
Absolutely. Both Amy and Susan, and even Ryan, all three of them can speak to hug seats, because Amy and Susan recently had hug seats. Ryan's been listening to hug seats for months now.
Yep. So, and the hug seat experience, I used to call it a hot seat. And the idea is that for a 2-hour session, Gina and the team are working, and usually it's Gina directly is working with you one-on-one in a call that you'll get to experience, and we're diving in super deep into your business. And that's just for starters. So that's the hug seat. And I'm giving you just a really tidbit of what the hug seat experience is like. But we go from the hug seat to a solid VIP Power Day itself. And that is a full day with Gina and I. We do it virtually because I'm here in Portugal or Thailand or wherever I happen to be at the time. Gina's in Florida usually. And you're wherever you are. And rather than having you fly to, it would be Florida, where we would do this physically if we did, and have that expense and travel and everything else, you get to do it from the comfort of your own home, and we'll do it by teleconferencing. And we'll be able to have video, and we'll have whiteboards and all that stuff, so you'll be able to actually see and have notes and have a recording of it, which in a live situation you wouldn't have. So you'll have a full recording of the entire day, where we go from soup to nuts, looking at your entire business and craft the entire plan for you, the profit plan, all the way from where someone says hello to where the joint venture partners are doing your selling for you, and so much more. You want to add some more to that, Gina?
No, I think you did a great job.
Well, gee, thank you. And then we're not done yet, because when you leave us, you can implement. And I know that when you implement, you're going to have questions, and there's going to be challenges, and there's going to be clarifications that you need, and you're going to have questions on how to fine-tune and what to do next. So we're going to do 2 deep dive follow-up sessions, and those are going to be 2 weeks after the initial Power Day, and then 2 weeks after that. Not 2 months, not 6 months, but immediately, because we want you to take what you've done with us and put it into action when? Right now. Because this is all about ROI. This is all about getting a return on your time, your energy, your effort, your dollars immediately. And we've seen it happen to where you take the strategy that we've implemented, for example, just what we've created today with Ryan and with Amy and some of the rest of you that we've been working with. We connect you with somebody else, and that promotion can be running inside of days on occasion, right? Depending upon everyone's timing. So you could go from strategy to profit inside of a week. Now, is that true in all cases? Of course not. It may take a few months to get strategized. But we've got one situation right now where we've got a podcaster who's integrated his podcast with an outsourcing company to where they can make hundreds of thousands of dollars by just having the two of them working together. And that's important. And all of you have opportunities that you have no idea about. So the Power Day really is, like I said, a 90-day transformation, but we're still not done because, frankly, there's more. When we talked about it, Gina's like, well, but wait a minute. After 90 days, they're going to still want more. What can we do? So we went and we decided to give you Divisio's Diamond membership. I got the slide backwards, actually. There it is. An entire year of Directions University's Motivation to Profit. Now, you already heard about MTP and what's included in that with 30 plus geniuses. And by the way, the sessions in them, and I know this may sound self-serving because I'm one of the presenters, but there's some great content in there. And so you'll have all the benefit of that to continue to fine-tune your business and access to the Hug Seats for an entire year. And then you'll get the Divisio Diamond membership for a full year, which will save you a truckload of money and be able to utilize the advanced Divisio system. And let me tell you something, there's things about Divisio you don't even know yet that are so powerful that are just remarkable, really, really remarkable. So obviously, this is not for everybody, okay? I mean, not for everybody. Is it for you? I don't know. We want to find out. So if this is for you, if you think this would work for you, in fact, let me just ask you, how many of you guys would love to spend a day with Gina and I to go through your entire business from soup to nuts and find the opportunities that can turn your business from where you are now to like where you are now times 10? Because understand something, this isn't about doubling your business. This is about multiplying magnificently what your business can do. I mean, super much. Do you guys see that? Do you guys feel what the momentum could be when you do that? Because that's what this is all about. So if this resonates for you, how many of you guys would love to find out how this would work for you? And I'm seeing all that. Yep. Okay. Great. I'm seeing a lot of yeses. So let me explain how this is going to work. What we want you to do is go to iboostify.com/VIP-me. So VIP-me, and it'll take you to a page that, well, I'll take you there right now. That explains a little bit about what our VIP Power Days are. Let me just quickly get over to that page real quickly here. Boostify. Let me just get there real quickly here. There we go. And you'll get there, and it'll explain a little bit about what the Power Day is about. There's a little bit of an introduction from me that I shot here in Lisbon a couple days ago. There's Gina and I on the page. And when you click to go ahead and reserve your personal discovery call, you'll discover for the discovery call that there's a $97 reservation. Now that's completely refundable. The only reason why we're doing that is because, frankly, we can't ever get our time back. If you don't show up, we've allocated time for you. Other people could have been in there instead of you, and frankly, we can't ever get our time back. So to know that you're serious, we're going to ask for a $97 reservation. When you show up for the call, we will immediately refund that money back to you. So it's just a seat reservation.
Well,
if you will.
hold on. We're not going to immediately refund the money back. If it is for them and they're going to move forward, it's going to get applied to moving forward. If it's not a good fit, then we'll refund their money.
Exactly. Better. Well said. Well said. So that, again, separates those that are tire kickers from those that are serious. And we only want to work with people that are serious. And that also means that you may say, hey, I'm in, I love it. And we may say, well, not so much, because we don't think it's the right match. We're only going to work with people that we, A, believe we can help, and B, where we'll enjoy it, because we're giving you a full day of our time. And Gina and I have
And it's more than just a full day of our time. As we saw in the first example with Amy today, Ken and I have a mammoth, and I really mean mammoth, network between us. And we have so many people that are perfect collaboration partners, like Dr. Alice Cash that we talked about earlier. you're going to actually walk away from your Power Day itself with not one, not two, but between 3 and 5 collaboration partners that I am personally going to go and set up for you. We're going to get on a 3-way call. We're going to literally craft the deal, and you guys are going to move forward with 3 to 5 of those collaborations already in place by the end of the next 30 days.
So how does that sound, you guys? I didn't put this in the chat. I forgot to do that. I'll put that in the chat for you right now.
And normally when I go out as a JV broker to set up collaboration partners for you, I charge 20% of the gross sales from the entire funnel. Those 3 to 5 connections that I make for you, you're not paying me any commissions on those at all.
That's huge. And by the way, that's 100% true, because before we got as deep into our partnership, Regina and I, she was doing JVs for me, and it was 20%. So think about what that means to you economically. A couple of you have said, I've got to wait till I do a couple of JV deals. This is sort of like chicken and egg, okay? This is really like chicken and egg. The JV deals that we're putting together for you can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Gina, tell them about the call that you had just the other day with, we called him Tom in the email, but that was a $200,000 potential JV.
Well, JVs happen for me pretty much every day, and I can't remember the story behind Tom, Ken, but you already mentioned one that's a perfect example. A podcaster who has a training that teaches people how to become podcasters, and they do the traffic for the podcast by setting up courses on Udemy. Well, he's crafted a system that allows him to work with an outsourcer so that the outsourcer and him together craft the entire Udemy course. The Udemy course is used to monetize the podcast. Well, he's got this beautiful, beautiful system down to a science. So he's bundling his program together with an outsourcer for 30 days. If he just sold the program by itself, it would be $497. But they also get a VA for 40 hours, which is another $497. The whole thing is being put together, adding to that some hand-holding, some one-on-one, and some other stuff, and it's being sold at a total of $797. Well, this guy drives so much traffic between his Udemy courses and his podcast that he expects to sell 1 to 500 units a month. Can you imagine how much money is in it for the collaboration partner that has the outsourcers that's getting $497 a month from that? If he's selling 100 to 500 units a month?
And can you imagine what that means to the initial sale, to where the buyer now knows that they're not in it alone, they've got an outsourcer that can help them, so now it eliminates objections on the front end for the first side of the equation, right? So a lot of you have asked in the chat, well, what's in it for each side of the party? The person that is giving away the bonus can use that bonus to eliminate objections and make the sale a lot easier and better. You follow? So everybody wins and everybody gets paid. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This is what we love to do. We love to get creative with this. And that's just one little thing. You were on this call with Tom, Gina, and you were only on the phone with him for 15 minutes. That's all you had with him. And,
I remember this now.
Right? And he said to you, what did he say to you?
Go ahead, finish telling the story.
He said, if this is what we do in 15 minutes and I found a couple $100,000 of profit, I can only imagine what the rest of the whole day is going to be like. I better make sure I record every moment of it. And he's bringing his partner with him, and together they're doing the Power Day with us because, oh my gosh, again, if we can identify just one deal that brings them in potentially a couple $100,000 or more annually, imagine what we can create if we have 16 minutes together, right? So we're going to go all the way down the line. Now it's one thing to identify what the joint venture is going to be and what the collaboration is going to be. Then we have to make sure it's implemented properly. So it's not just saying, hey, I'm going to hook you up with this person. It's also making sure that it works. Because again, there's a lot of moving parts, and we want to make sure that this thing is completely successful. Now remember, we're not in each transaction as if we were brokering. If we were brokering, we would get a percentage of every single sale, and we love that. In this case, what we're doing is we're having you create the deals. Okay, we're going to connect you, and then we're going to make sure that the actual transaction goes together step by step, and you'll leave with a complete step-by-step protocol by the time you walk out the door with us. Make sense? How many of you like what you're hearing so far? Just pop in the chat. I'm seeing
And you're going to have
good.
checklists, flow charts, the whole 9 yards for how to go and apply this in your business. And then we'll give you some assignments. So the first 2 weeks after the Power Day, you're going to go do some assignments. You're going to report back to us. We'll give you feedback. We'll tweak it so that it really starts working as a finely tuned machine. We'll give you some more assignments. Then we get back together one more time. Again, we give you feedback. Again, we tweak it. You go back out and do some more assignments, and then you come back to those hug seat calls week after week after week. You continue going through the lessons that we've given you in Motivation to Profit and just escalate from there.
Yeah, and again, the sky's the limit. You can do as much or as little as you want. We want you to do as much as you possibly can, and we want to brag about you. Now, one thing I need to tell you is that I see a lot of sounds awesome. That's fantastic. And Ron says escalation is the key. Of course it is. Here's the thing, you guys. Understand something, that all we have is time. And one of the reasons why I did not ever want to do coaching programs is because I didn't want to have my time wrapped up in long-term commitments. When I did coaching for a little while, then I stopped, and I was like so happy. We're going to do the Power Days, Gina and I, because they're a single day. We're going to do 4 of them a month. That's our plan, 4 of them a month. So 1 day a week, effectively, is what we're going to do. Those who get in first get their day scheduled. And understand that it starts with the hug seat, and hug seats get booked out months in advance on occasion. So the sooner you get your discovery call set up on the calendar, and I'll show you how that process is going to work in just a second, the sooner we get you scheduled into the hug seat and into your Power Day. Okay, because we want this to be a very, very effective, powerful, and rapid transformation for you. So, if you're thinking, I better wait, not so much, because the sooner you take action, the sooner you get on the calendar. And just because you choose a date doesn't mean you can't modify the date, but you got to get on the calendar first. Otherwise, people will get on there prior to you. And again, there is legitimately a time limitation, because Gina and I have to coordinate days together when she's available and when I'm available. And for those of you who know me, I'm traveling a lot. So we decided that we would commit to doing 1 per week, or a total of 4 per month. And again, if you want in on that, you're the first people to hear about this in our own tribes. We wanted to go to you guys first before we do anything outside of that. But we really love these whole strategies, and we really want to be able to give quality people a quality day to be able to turn their business to a much more quality result. Make sense? So that's what we're looking to do for you guys. And let me go ahead. I do have another page here that I shared that I can show you. Here we go. After you go ahead and take your reservation, do your reservation at $97, you'll get to this page. Now, this page is the actual scheduling page. So you'll schedule your date and time for the discovery call with us. Okay, and it's set up for your own time zone. It's pretty smart how it does that. After you complete this, then click up here to continue to the FAQ page, which will answer a bunch of your questions, and there's a bit more information for you with some of the details. Okay, so you got to do 2 things. You set up your time, and then you click up at the top. And that's only because once this gets done in here, we can't define where this page goes. So this will take you directly to the next step, which is the FAQ page. Okay, so I want to make sure that you see that. Right, and that's it. Once you get on the call with us, we'll get into many more of the details. Right. So Ron says I'm on the beach a lot. I like to be as much as I possibly can. Sure, on the beach or traveling or whatever, exploring the world. It's fun. So now it's Portugal for a little while, and then who knows after that. I want you guys to have that same experience. And when you have a collaboration, as we are sharing with you, that's what gives you the power to do that. Because when you think about it, if someone is doing their product launch and you're part of their launch, well, they're doing the marketing for you. When you're on their thank you page, what did you do? You set it up and then you walked away. Right? All you've got to do is fulfill, and the fulfillment should be automatic. You should have all your automation in place so that when a sale is done, it's just a matter of getting the links to people, which again is done automatically, done right. So that's what we're going to craft for you. So you have that freedom. I mean, I've got friends that are traveling the world with their families that are working 4 hours a week, literally. I mean, I don't know how they do it, really, because I'm one of those people that likes to work a lot more than that because it's fun for me. But literally, they're hitting a couple cities a week, and they're loving it. Now, you don't have to do that. I've got another friend who does a lot of joint ventures, and whenever I reach him, he's at a baseball game or a softball game with his kids. He coaches, and that's his big passion. He spends a few hours a week working, if you want to call it work, and that's how he feeds his family. So you can define your business, your life, any way you want when you do this right. So again, we have 4 slots open per month. And if you want one, then go right now to iboostify.com/VIP-me. That's iboostify.com/VIP-me. Okay, go ahead, you go through the page, watch the video if you like. You'll see me right downtown in Lisbon. And then click on this button right over here, which will take you straight to the PayPal link. Okay, and it's just simply a $97 reservation. If it's right for you, we'll apply it directly to your tuition for the VIP day. And if it's not, we'll give you your money back. It's simple, okay? But let's just make sure that we don't have wasted anybody's time here, okay? So that's it. Are there any questions that you would like us to answer for you right now? Happy to answer every one of your questions. Let's see, do we have questions here? Do you see any questions? I'm moving my
do
screen
not.
here. Okay. So, well, good. It looks like I see a few people that are like, I'm signing up now. That's great. So great. Larry says he's in. I see Bill says, great idea. Address again here, Ron. Let me put it in the chat for you. It's iBoostify. It's on your screen now. iBoostify.com/VIP-me. It's in the.
I'll put it in there, Ken.
Okay, perfect. So just go ahead and mark your spot. And again, if it's for you, we would be thrilled. We're not going to waste your time. The discovery call is only 30 minutes. We'll know quickly. We'll know within 5 or 10 minutes whether it makes sense for you. We'll know instantly whether or not it's a good match. And again, if it's fantastic for you, we will love to work with you. It inspires us to put these. It's, you know what it's like. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Thanks, Amy. Appreciate that. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. We know there's multiple pieces out there, and it's a matter of how can we make the pieces work. And that's where we get our jollies. Today, for example, this morning, we were working with one of our joint venture partners, and just what we collaborated with Kathy, for example, Gina, was, I mean, she was bouncing off the walls. You could hear it in the conversation. So, and that's fun. That's how we get inspired. So we want to be able to do that for you. And by the way, that also works really great for us because the people that we know that we connect you with, they're thrilled when we call them. They take our calls. You know, that's the beauty of it. And so it really becomes a great benefit for all concerned. So with that said, anything else you want to add, Gina?
Just my very favorite quote, which is, winners take imperfect action while losers are still perfecting the plan. I invite each and every one of you to be a winner. Imperfect action will get you way further than no action at all, guys. Ken and I are really looking forward to having you guys on a hug seat and to spending an entire day with you to 10x your business in the next 30 days.
We are. It'll be fun. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for sharing your time with us today. I hope you had a lot of value from what you're doing. For those of you that we work with individually, there's money here for you, right? So I want you guys to do the follow-up on that. Leverage what we talked about here. And we're looking forward to hearing the success stories. I feel kind of like a proud parent when we have our children, which is our ideas get utilized and grow. That's the most fun for us. So take the ideas, take what you learned today, put them into action, make some money with them, and they're our gift to you.
And I'll tell you, Ken, every person that we unmuted today, Amy and Christina and Susan and Ryan, every single one of them will get an invite into the VIP Power Day, no question. It is a perfect fit for all 4 of you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And again, the math will simply work. Exponentially, the math will simply work. Our objective is to have you multiply your investment in the VIP Power Day into multiple results. And you'll see, it's pretty amazing. We'll talk to you more about that on your personal discovery call. So get yourselves into the discovery call schedule. Again, that's limited too, because again, we only have a limited number of hours available, and we're managing, again, and Ryan, you can appreciate this because you're on this side of the world where I am, there's just a limited amount of overlap to be able to have the calls scheduled with Gina and I. So get in now while you can, and we're looking forward to working with you guys. Thank you so much, everybody. A pleasure. I love when we do these things. This is the first time we've done this particular call, and I don't know about you, Gina, but I had a great time. I hope you guys did too, and we're looking forward to working with you all. Thank you again, Amy, for that comment.
Bye, everybody.
So much for sharing. Bye, everybody. Have a great night, morning, day, whatever it is for you. Bye-bye.